I've had a few people come up to me in the field panicking, saying their DEUS isn't working. It's normally something quite simple, but the most common one is the headphones. Make sure the headphone module is seated with a click into the back phones, then it'll make a good connection. A lot of the time it's just off the click and your headphones won't work. So bear that in mind if you're getting no audio from your DEUS. If you get a lot of false signals on your DEUS and you can't understand why, a good thing to check is your coil cover. It's quite easy to remove. Make sure the coil is quite warm before you do it in your house, because if you do it in cold conditions the plastic can become brittle. So just remove your coil cover quite simply and just wipe out the inside, make sure there's no dirt. The worst thing you can do is have sand in between the coil and the coil cover and then search inland, because the ground balance is then completely way out. So just make sure it's all nice and clean between the coil and the coil cover, and that may stop any false signals. Your DEUS will probably be supplied with a spare coil bolt. Always take that with you, even if you have to tape it to your lower stem, because you don't want to spoil your day if that coil bolt breaks. Sometimes in cold conditions, as we all know, plastics can become brittle. So just keep it with you. If it breaks, put it on, take a couple of seconds and you're off up and running again. The DEUS is supplied with its own portable charging unit. It's a little 1AA battery and it charges the coil up. It gets you out of trouble. Now, there's plenty of aftermarket chargers available which are a lot more powerful, so you may want to invest in one of those. I've got myself this one, which is a torch. It's a charger. It's got a USB port there. It just plugs into the back and you can charge your machine up. It's even got its own wire where you can charge an iPhone up. So an aftermarket high power charging unit may be something you'd want to put in your armoury. When you first start detecting with the DEUS, before you even switch it on, make sure the stem is fully extended and away from metal sources or electrical sources. Secondly, now I've done this myself many times, when you switch the machine on, especially if you've got a few different coils, make sure the coil on the stem is the one selected on the control box, because if you've got another coil selected, there's a chance it's in the back of the car and causing all sorts of interference. You're still hearing it through the headphones and you can't understand what's going on. So just go through the menu, make sure you've selected the correct coil. This is a really simple tip and a lot of people overlook this. Your machine will be supplied with an arm strap. Try and use it, especially if you're using bigger coils or working through stubble. Don't have it too tight, make sure your arm can slip in and out of it, but it tends to stop the inertia of the coil. It makes swinging it so much more easy. So give it a try, I'm sure you're going to like it. Right, be careful of the DEUS nip. When we say nip, watch your fingers in the cam lock. Normally people do this only once and they learn their lesson. Stupid people like me do it so many times I can't tell you, it's embarrassing. So keep your fingers away from the cam locks when you shut the lock down. There's nothing to worry about, it's more of a badge of honour, but just be careful. Always take a bit of time to identify your targets. Here's one here, have a listen to it. Absolutely perfect. Getting a lovely reading, but listen to what happens when I turn at 90 degrees. Ready? Iron. I'm not saying don't dig these targets, I'm going to dig this one now, but always have a little look at 90 degrees just to see if it changes. This out, and it was iron. Now if you want to pinpoint something a little bit better, you can use the back edge of the coil. Piece of iron, but that was deep. That's got me out of breath, that one.